welcome to practice today. My name's Joanne, and so we start in easy pose in a nice comfortable seat. And if it's difficult to sit down and lengthen your spine, then you'll want to grab a blanket or a cushion or a prop of some kind. So this is nice. If you have a blanket, you can always fold up a blanket and sit up on a blanket. And this just allows your hips to relax a little bit, so you're not, if you're tight here in the hip flexors, it might be difficult to find length through the spine. So I really encourage you to use something if you need it. Even if you don't need it, it's kind of nice. So we lift the flesh from our sitting bones so we can anchor ourselves into the floor. And from that, we want to find length through the spine. We want to soften the shoulders away from the ears, and we want the head directly above the spine, which is above the hips. So we don't want to jut the head forward either. So finding length, soften your shoulders, feeling a nice firm foundation at the base of your spine, starting from your sitting bones, and a little tripod with the pubic bone in the front. And we really want to feel that sense of lightness and lift through the spine, all the way up through the crown of the head. So imagine there's a string lifting you up nice and tall as you relax the shoulders down. So the chest is open, the collarbone is broad, the shoulders are back. And we'll close the eyes at the beginning of our practice here just to take some time to check in with yourself. I always invite folks to set an intention or a dedication for your practice. And that can be anything from focusing on the breath or listening to your body, or you may dedicate the practice to the world at large. Or someone you know, maybe a friend who's not feeling well. It's just nice to do that to sort of bring it a little more importance to the practice. So it's not just an exercise class, but we're trying to sort of connect with ourselves and feel the union of all that is. So I encourage you to do that if that sounds okay to you. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. So as you let the eyes fall closed, we'll start to focus on the breath. So it moves in and out of our nose. And in yoga, we really try to embrace the three-part breath. So it's a breath that begins in the belly. A lot of times, if we're stressed or just, I think as a general habit, we tend to breathe from our chest a little more shallowly than is optimal. So in yoga, we really try to breathe into our belly as we begin the inhale. So I'll do a brief review of that. So as we inhale, we puff out our belly. So we embrace the belly. We puff out our belly, think of like a Buddha belly. And then we send the breath out to the sides, into the rib cage, and that expands out to the sides of the room. And then we inhale, the third part of the inhale comes all the way into the chest, and the clavicle will rise a little bit, the collarbone. So it's a nice wave of expansion through the body as we inhale. And as we exhale, we reverse the wave through the nose. We exhale, the chest falls. The ribs come back in. And at the bottom, we squeeze the navel gently toward the spine, so we can really push all the stale air out of the lungs. And that should automatically reinflate your belly. And if it's difficult or challenging, that's okay. Just do your best. And it shouldn't feel forced. It should feel nice and easy. So start slow. Just begin to expand the breath. Grow it a little longer with each inhale. And exhale completely. Again, squeeze navel towards spine at the bottom. So the inhale automatically comes in. If you're new to that practice, another nice way to do it is lying on the back, and you can place your hands on the abdomen and the ribs to sort of follow that wave. It's a nice way to practice. So again, as you inhale, I want you to feel a sense of expansion and opening. And as you exhale, we try to maintain that sense of expansion and opening, and then we just soften on the exhale, just let go of tension. And again, at the beginning, it's nice to take an inventory to notice what's happening in your body right now. Notice if the mind is super busy. And as you begin to focus on the breath and the body, hopefully you can just kind of drop out of the thinking mind and tune in to what's happening in the body. Take a couple more cycles of breath here, really expanding as you inhale. Softening on the exhale. Take another deep inhale here. And on your exhale, simply bow the chin to the chest. So we're going to stretch through the back of the neck a little bit. So important here, make sure you're not rounding in the spine. Keep the chest lifted and open. Just the head is forward to stretch the neck. And nice and slowly, take another breath here. Feeling the weight of the head, just stretching the neck and shoulders. And nice and slowly, see if you can move with your breath. So as we inhale, we open the posture. So we're going to inhale and draw one ear over the shoulder in a nice smooth motion with the breath. As you exhale, allow the chin to come forward, again, a smooth motion. And then as you inhale, draw the other ear to the other shoulder. Keeping the chest open, try not to round. So lengthen through the spine, again, sitting up if you need on something. Exhale forward. Inhale to the first side again. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale forward. We're going to take it to the first side again. Inhale, open. And we're going to pause here. So I want you to double check your chest is open, shoulders are soft, head is flexed to the side. You're going to take the opposite arm to where your head is over and walk the hand out. So lengthen out as far as you can without leaning. So we're going to keep the spine tall. Just walk the fingertips out. You should feel that down the arm now. Good, so from here, what we're gonna do is just rotate the nose. You're gonna draw a line with the nose. So right now it's facing the screen, hopefully. And then as you inhale, you're gonna open the nose toward the sky on the inhale. And as you exhale, you're gonna gaze over your bottom shoulder. So I encourage you to close the eyes as you do this. and feel into the pose. So I want you to feel, sometimes it's a slightly different angle where you need the opening, so I want you to feel into that. So it might look different than mine, and if you have pain ever in practice, of course, never work in pain. If anything feels sharp at all, then please don't do that. So I like to think of this, what we're doing now is sort of creating our giraffe neck. It's kind of nice and helps lengthen the neck and release the tissue as we move and breathe. You really want to breathe oxygen into the tissue as you're moving. And then we're going to bring the nose back toward the screen again. Keep the head flexed to the side. We're going to just do one more thing. Actually, let's take the head upright. Bring the head up. Take that extended arm out to the side. And keep the shoulder plugged in, but pull the fingertips out. So keep the shoulder relaxed. We don't want to hunch it up. Keep it soft. And then we're going to flex the hand, the fingers toward the face. So you should feel that all the way under the arm and toward your armpit. Keeping the spine tall, neck is long. Exhale, we're going to pull the fingers down until you feel a stretch in the top of the arm. Keep pulling out. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Send the fingers long and just wiggle your fingers, all of the fingers around. So keep the shoulders soft, wiggle the fingers. Breathe, and then slowly lower the hand down. Bring it in. Notice how that feels different than the other side. Drop the chin forward. Inhale to the second side. So here is over the other shoulder now. Again, make sure the posture is still tall. Walk the opposite fingers out. And feel that down the arm. Chest is lifted, spine is tall, just the head is flexed to the side. And then we'll begin to move the nose, trace a line with the breath. Inhale as you gaze up. Feeling that in the front of your neck. Exhale as you gaze over the shoulder toward the floor, maybe even behind you. So again, play with the angle, breathe as you move. Finding wherever you need release. Keep breathing and moving. Creating some space in the tissues and the neck. Let's take another round of breath. Good, bringing the head back toward the screen. We'll lift the head up, and then we'll take that arm out. Again, keep the shoulder plugged in, pull the fingers away. Nice and soft in the shoulder. Inhale, draw the fingers toward the face. The exhale, we'll pull the fingers down toward the floor. Inhale up. Pull back. Exhale down. Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take it up one more time. Good. Let the fingers go long. Soften your shoulder and just wiggle your fingers around. Feeling that all the way up the arm. Don't forget your thumb. Wiggle all the fingers. Good. And slowly release down. Bring that hand in to rest on the thighs. Sit up tall. Just observe how that feels. And then we're going to shrug our shoulders. So let the arms come by the side and squeeze the shoulders up nice and tight by the ears and all the way back behind you in a big circle. So full range of motion as best you can. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale back. Good. Sit up tall, soften the shoulders. We're going to inhale and sweep the arms up. So take a deep breath in as you sweep your arms up. And then imagine you're moving through water, so a little resistance. Exhale down, pull the fingers out as far away as you can from your body. Inhale, sweep up again. And exhale, we're gonna pause halfway down. So shoulders are soft. We're gonna lean forward from the hips slightly. So imagine you're looking over a cliff. And then we're gonna swing one arm under the other. Doesn't matter which side, just remember which one you're doing. Sit back up tall, align the head above the hips. So now you've crossed your elbows. We're creating a little bit of a bind here. And the arms can stay here, or if you feel comfortable, the hands can come back to back. If you're real flexible and this doesn't hurt your wrist or torque your wrist, you can bring the hands palm to palm and sort of bind the hands. But if you have to pull the wrist, then don't do that. Just stay here. So we're going to soften the shoulders. And from here, you're going to keep the head and the spine nice and long. So no dropping the head or lifting up. Nice and tall. And then we're going to lift the elbows up a little bit higher. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the elbows parallel to the floor. And pull the arms out just a little bit. So I'll do this from the side so you can see what I'm doing. So again, my spine stays nice and tall. And then I'm going to inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale as you come down and maybe pull the forearms out just a little bit. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Again, you can be here. Good. One more breath. And if it hurts, don't do it. Bring the arms up. And then we're going to unwind, relax, release the arms. So then we're getting lots of blood flow back in where we just had the bind. So this is great to nourish the tissues. So just observe that. We're going to inhale again, sweep up nice and tall. Exhale, come down halfway. Soften the shoulders, pull the fingers out, lean forward. And then swing the opposite arm underneath. So do the other side and find the hand position that works for you on this side. Again, straighten through the spine, soften your shoulders, and then inhale, rise the elbows up. Exhale, lower. Maybe pull the forearms out just a little bit. So listen to your body. If anything doesn't feel right, you get that sharp sensation, don't do it. Keep breathing and moving gently. So maybe each time you're breathing and moving, you're finding a little more space in the body. But we're working gently and we're not forcing anything. Good. Go ahead and pause. And we'll unwind the arms. Let's shrug the shoulders here. Squeeze them up and down the back. Awesome. We're going to do one more thing here. No, actually, let's come on to the hands and the knees. So we're going to take our mat, or if you're sitting on a bolster, take it aside. And we're going to come into tabletop on the hands and the knees. So bringing your knees under your hips and your hands are directly under your shoulders. And then if you have any issues with your wrists, you're always welcome to come on to fists if that's better for you. Until you begin to get a little more strength here. If you have any issues, carpal tunnel, etc., just listen to your body. Again, nothing should be painful. So here we are. We're going to rotate the inside of the elbow joint toward the front of the mat. So we want to shine the inside of the elbow forward. Your middle finger is aligned toward the front of the mat as well. And once we do that inside of the elbow forward, we're going to micro bend our elbow joint. So we don't want to hyperextend or lock the joint. So just a softness there. The knees under the hips. Also in tabletop, we want to activate the feet into the mat and the hands, the full surface of the hands, so the fingers as well as the hand. So we're not dumping into the wrists. And the neck is long. We also want to draw the navel toward the spine a little bit, so we're not just sagging our belly toward the ground. We're lifting it toward the spine to protect the low back. From here, we're going to take some cat-cow stretches. So as we inhale, we're going to drop the belly and think about sending the tail and the crown to opposite corners of the room you're in. So rather than wrenching up and really extending, we're just going to create length in the spine. And then we're going to exhale as we round our spine, pull the shoulder blades apart, tailbone and head drop toward the floor. The inhale, we open the chest, dropping the belly, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And then allow your breath to guide your movement. Nice, full, deep breaths. Couple more rounds. Good, and then we're going to meet in a tabletop position. We're going to take our big toes together. Walk your knees out a little bit wide. We're going to push back over the hips. If you need a bolster or a blanket behind your knees, if that's more comfortable, if it's difficult to sit back, you're welcome to put something across both legs. A little blanket or cushion is nice. And if you're okay, we're just going to push back over the hips and drop the forehead toward the floor. Soften your elbows. Then we're going to thread the needle. So I'm going to pull my left arm under my right, and I'm going to come down to my face, my cheek, all the way down to the floor. We're going to breathe here to let gravity stretch the shoulder blade. Option, if you want a little more, is to come onto fingertips of the opposite hand and lift up a little for maybe a little more of a twist. Or you can take the hand behind the back as well to open the chest and sink into that shoulder. I want to make sure you're relaxed on your cheek and you're breathing all the way up into the shoulder blade. Finding release, melting into the mat. One more deep breath here. Good. So releasing the arm if you hold it back or up here, send it out. We're going to unwind and we'll thread the other side. So bring the opposite arm under, come all the way down to the cheek and the ear. Finding the same hand position if that's comfortable on this side. Nice deep breaths. Keep softening with every out breath. Good, slowly unwind. We're going to lower the forehead. And then we're going to walk both hands to one side of the mat. So come up to the side and relax the head and shoulders. You want to breathe here into the ribs. So nice deep breath here. Keeping the hips over the heels. Keep softening the shoulders. Walk back through center, and we'll take it to the other side. Walk to the other side, relax the forehead and shoulders. Deep breaths. Getting into the intercostal muscles between the ribs here. Good, walk back through center. And we're gonna slowly come back up to our tabletop, bring the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. From here, we're gonna tuck our toes under and slowly peel our hips up. So don't worry about straightening your legs at all. So you wanna make sure the hands are under the shoulders, insides of the elbows again are forward with that softness in the elbow joint. Then peel your hips up, and then one leg at a time, we're just gonna pedal the feet. Walk your dog out so you relax the head between the arms. You wanna be in an inverted V here. So you want the tailbone to lift toward the sky as you pedal your feet out. Nice deep breath. Ooh, nice ankle pop. From here, we're just gonna walk ourselves up to the front of the mat. So pay attention to how this feels on the bottoms of your feet as you walk up. Bringing your feet between your hands, measuring about 2 fists between your feet for hip distance. And then you wanna bend your knees as much as you need so your hands can touch down next to the feet. So we call this home base for the hands and the feet in yoga. And then forehead draws toward the shins. At least I call it home base. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do. Okay, I must have gotten it from somewhere, I think. From here, you're just gonna shake the head a little bit, yes and no. Let gravity release any tension. Take a breath in and out. Good, and then we're gonna bring our hands on top of our thighs, and we're gonna inhale halfway to the floor so the spine is parallel to the mat. And then you wanna pull the elbows back behind you a little bit, thinking of like grasshopper elbows, and then we lengthen the spine. So the neck is long, try not to look up at the screen. Once you figure out what's happening, just lengthen the spine. And then exhale, bow. Hands down, forehead towards shins. We're gonna do that twice more. Inhale, halfway lift, open the lungs. Open the chest. Exhale, bow. Inhale one more time, halfway lift. And exhale, bow. Noticing where you are at this point in the practice, how bent the knees are. They might be here, that's fine. Every time we come here, we want to think about maybe opening the legs a little bit as the body warms up. No rush. Let's relax the arms in front of us. Hang the head. Feel the weight even on all 4 corners of your feet, and we're going to roll up. So tuck your tailbone, let the arms be heavy, the head is heavy. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Take your time as you unfurl. Coming to the top of the mat, shrug your shoulders and open the chest. Coming into mountain pose. So this is a foundational pose for all standing and balance poses. And in mountain pose, we want, again, even weight on all 4 corners of the feet. We want to lift the quad away from the knee a little bit. So we're activating our quad muscle. Again, we're not locking the joint. So there's a micro bend to the joint. Don't hyperextend. Pelvis is neutral. So don't dump into the back and don't over tuck. We want a nice even pelvis, active core. Imagine heavy suitcases in your hands. And the chin is directly above the heels. So the head is floating here. Take a breath, feel your mountain pose. There's actually a lot going on here, even though it doesn't appear that way. So check it out. And then with soft knees, we're going to inhale, reach the arms back behind you and lift up tall. Sweep the arms up. Maybe the chest lifts a little bit. We're going to exhale and swan dive the arms out. Hinge at your hip. Fold over the legs, bend the knees as much as you need, hands down, forehead tucks. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bow. Roll yourself up, inhale. Coming back to mountain pose. We're gonna flow with the breath. Inhale, reach back, lift up. Exhale, swan dive. Keeping the spine long. Hinging at the hip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Rolling yourself up. Standing tall. One more time, sweep up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow. Roll it up. Open the chest. Good, we're gonna take it a little further this time. Inhale, reach back all the way up. Big breath in, exhale, bow, hinge at the hip, lead with the chest. Bend the knees as much as you need, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift, open the chest. And exhale, fold. Hands come down, forehead tucks. From here, we're gonna take a giant step back with our right leg. So we come into a little bit of a lunge here. You wanna make sure the knee stays above your heel. Nice right angle there. We're gonna drop the back knee down. So your back leg is the variable if you need to change. This stays constant, knee above heel. If this is too much for you, take your knee forward. If it's too easy, maybe take your knee back. You can always double up the mat if you need a cushion. From here, we're gonna find a scissor action with the legs. So we wanna pull toward the midline, lifting up. Maybe bring the hands on top of the thigh. From here, maybe inhale, take the arms up. So feel that scissor action of the legs so the pelvis stays neutral. So we don't want to dump into the low back here. Lift up out of the back, open the chest. Breath here. From here, breathe in tall. Exhale, take your hands to your heart in prayer position. We're going to turn toward the front leg. So turn your torso, and then maybe open the arms out wide. Imagine holding up a wall. So we're just twisting here, nice and easy. If you need something under your knee, please use something. Okay, we're gonna inhale, reach up again, breathe in. And then we're gonna tip over to the side. So we're gonna tip toward the front knee side. Nice and tall here, just tip over. So you should feel that deep in this belly here, opening through the psoas muscle. Find a breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, float the hands down to frame the foot. From here, walk your hands back as you pull your front toes toward your face, coming into half monkey pose, feeling a stretch in this hamstring now. So from here, I want you to feel your sitting bone of the extended leg pull toward the back of the mat. Lengthen your chest, open your chest. Come on to fingertips. You can use blocks here if you have them or need them. And breathe into this hamstring. So nice and soft, take a deep breath in and out. Keep that left hip pulling back, and then slowly walk your hands as you plant the foot back down. We're gonna tuck our back toes under and lift the back knee. Coming into that lunge, we're gonna take both hips up in the air, lift up, pull your left leg back to meet the right in downward dog. Meeting here. Good, from your downward dog, we're gonna inhale as we bring our shoulders above our wrists in plank pose. So I'm spiking energy through my heels. I'm not sagging my hips. I'm engaging my core, looking down in front of the mat, in front of your hands on the floor. From here, we're gonna drop the knees right where they are. We're gonna plant the chest between the hands. As you come down, think about activating the core muscles. Keep the elbows close to your ribs. Plant the chest. My glutes are still lifted. And then we're gonna let the legs slide out on tops of the feet. Feet come to the floor. Blah, blah, blah. And then we're gonna inhale for low cobra. So low cobra, we're really using our back. We're gluing the feet. Elbows are close and toward the floor behind you. So my neck is long. My gaze is out in front of me on the floor. If this hurts your back at all, Try tilting the tailbone toward the heels a little bit and pulling the mat a little bit toward you so you can find length in the lower spine. So you should feel your back muscles working. To test that theory, you can lift the hands and breathe into your belly. So we're not pressing in here, right? We're using the back just to guide. And then slowly come down, bring the chest and chin down. And then we're gonna push back into child's pose for a moment. And then we're gonna inhale back into a tabletop with our knees behind our hips just a little bit. Tuck your toes, peel your hips up to downward dog. And then however you like, make your way to the front of the mat. So you can walk up if you want to step up, or if you're hopping, that's fine. Moving mindfully and gently, fold here. Roll up, inhale. Come back to your mountain pose. So we'll do the other side. Inhale, reach back, lift up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Hands plant, giant step back with the left leg. Check your alignment here, knee over heel. As you're ready, drop the back knee and adjust forward or back if you need. Keep the chest open, using blocks if you need as well. We're gonna scissor the legs toward the midline to come up. And if you're ready, sweep the arms up. Nice, scissoring the legs, nice alignment here. Open your chest, breathe. As you're ready, slowly take your hands to your heart center. Find length, inhale. Exhale, you're gonna just turn to twist to face that front leg now and open the arms out. So imagine holding up a wall as you twist, reaching the arms far away. Keep breathing into your belly. Next, inhale, take the arms up. And then again, we're gonna tip toward that front knee side again from the side as we lift up, stretching our back psoas. Breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, float the hands to frame the foot. And as you're ready, walk back with the hands, pull the toes toward the face again, blocks if you need. Open the chest. Flex the foot, feel that here. Pull the sitting bone toward the back of the mat. The knee does not have to be straight, but I want you to feel that stretch in the hamstring as you breathe. And I don't want you to feel resistance. I want you to feel the breath moving you in your stretch. So you don't want to lock into a place where you feel too much resistance, because then you won't be able to move past that. So we want to feel softness in your stretch. Should feel good. Good, we'll slowly walk the hands forward, roll the foot down, plant the hands next to the foot, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, send your hips high, and we'll step back to downward dog. Good, we'll float into a high plank position, shoulders above wrists. Exhale, the knees, chest, and chin come down. We'll slide into a cobra here. Open the chest. So from here, we're gonna bring the chest down, and I'm gonna slide my elbows to where my hands just were, right under my shoulder for Sphinx pose. So I want your hands to be parallel, not pulling in, parallel, elbows under shoulder joint. And then tops of the feet are down. Torso's down. You're gonna inhale and press into your elbows to lift up. out of the back. Deep stretch for the lower back body. So if there's any pain or tension in the back, tilt the tailbone toward the heel. See if you can create some space. Never work in pain though. If this hurts, don't do it. You can come down a little bit if it's too much. So listen to your body. Breathe into your belly. I like to think of this as like pressing up out of our turtle shell. Neck is long. Shoulders are down, elbows firm. Good, let's slowly come down. Bring the hands back to where they were, right next to your chest, chin down. And then we'll push back here into child's pose again. Good, let's inhale, tabletop. Tuck your toes. Send your hips high, downward dog. Good, and then slowly make your way to the front of the mat. So you can walk. If you want to step, I'll demonstrate stepping. So I'm going to bend my knees and gaze past my hands. I'm going to use my core strength to bring the foot through lightly, land lightly on your feet, and then step the other foot up. Folding over the legs here. Check out where you are at this point in the practice, hopefully a little more open. We're going to roll ourselves up nice and slow. Shrug your shoulders as you open the chest, coming back to your mountain pose. Good, so from here, I'm gonna take a giant step back with my right leg, and then I'm gonna do heel to arch alignment. So the hip points face the long edge of the mat. Check your alignment. You can also do heel to heel if you want a little bit of a wider stance. I find heel to arch is a little more stable for me, but whatever works for you. From here, we're gonna send the arms out east-west, nice and long, soften your shoulders, and then bend the front knee. So we're not leaning forward, keeping shoulders above hips, torso tall, just bend the front knee. And then you should be able to see your big toe in your peripheral vision. So if you can't, if your knee is collapsing inward, common thing to happen, we wanna press the knee open. So you're really working your glutes here to open that knee. And then sinking as deep as you want. You don't have to come this deep, parallel to the floor. If you want to be here, that's fine. You don't have to come too deep. Listen to your body again. You want to see the big toe. Shoulders are soft. Breathe here. Warrior two. Gazing over your front hand. You want to engage the outer edge of your back foot firmly into the mat as well. One more breath. Good, from here, we're gonna turn the front palm to face the sky. You're gonna inhale as you lean forward, slightly reach. And as you exhale, you're gonna float back, peaceful warrior. So the top arm comes up and over, soft shoulder, back hand is just lightly on the leg. We're not leaning. And we're not dumping here. So we're keeping the lower back nice and open, lift. Lift the sternum to the sky and breathe. Legs are still working nice and strong. If you can, if you need a break anytime, feel free to take one. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Good, lower the arms and straighten that leg. We're gonna turn that foot in. So now both feet are parallel to each other, facing the front. So nice, comfortable stance here. Should be easy to maintain. I don't want you to feel like you're overstretching in the groin or anything. So bring the hands, thumbs around the waist, and then your hands are going to support the sacrum and the low back. So you've got the thumbs and then the support here. Nice, comfortable stance. We're going to pull the elbows back like we did in halfway lift. So a little bit of grasshopper elbow. Sternum lifts. Feet are evenly grounded. We're going to inhale. Tailbone drops. Sternum lifts. Breathe in. Firm footing. As you exhale, hinge at the hip. Lead with the chest. Come over halfway. beetle running across the floor here. So from here, buddy, take one hand at a time to the floor, or blocks if you need. Again, you can use blocks. If it's hard to come down, if you feel real far away from the floor, you can maybe take a wider stance. That'll bring you a little closer. So I want you to keep the spine long wherever you are. We're going to take our right hand in front of our face on the floor, and then we're going to pull the left arm up and open in a nice easy twist. So reach the left arm up, twisting on the spine. Nice firm footing. The neck you can look down to the side or up. Just don't drop your head. Keep the neck and the spine together. Lengthen your spine. Breathe in. Exhale, lower that hand, replace the left on the right and pull the other arm up. Reach up and open in your twist. Breathe. Good, slowly lower down. Take your hands under your shoulder again. And then we're gonna walk the feet, keep your feet where they are, sorry. One hand at a time to the hips, slowly hinge back up. Nice firm footing. Now we're gonna take the feet to the corners of the mat. So aim them open a little bit. And we're gonna do a brief goddess. So from here, we're gonna sink. This is a hard one. If you're new to practice, don't worry about it. Try as best you can. Same principle with warrior two. We want the knees opening. So you wanna see your big toes. So we're gonna keep the pelvis neutral, the spine tall, toes toward the corners. Open the knees. Add your cactus arms when you're ready. Find a nice deep breath. You can take it as deep or as shallow as you want. We're gonna flow. So forearm to thigh, reach up and over. Feel this through the side body. Try not to round forward. Open through the side. Inhale through center. Exhale, stretch to the other side. Inhale, center. Feeling a little burn in the thighs. Exhale, reach. Keep breathing deep. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach. Those knees opening. Inhale, center. And exhale, reach. Good. Inhale, center. Find a nice strong breath. Lower the hands to the thighs and straighten the legs. Woo! All right. So you're going to turn what is your front leg in and your back leg out. We'll take warrior two on the other side. So check heel to arch alignment. Hips face the long edge of the mat. Adding the arms. Soften your shoulders whenever you're ready. Sink into that front leg. Keep the shoulders above the hips. Open that knee. Find your breath. Engage the outer edge of your back foot and then gaze to the front hand. Make sure you can see your big toe. Find your breath. Breathe here. From here, turn the front palm up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, float back. Keep lifting. Even though we're sinking that leg, still working the legs. Lift up out of the body, not leaning on this leg. Lift. Keep the knee bent. Keep breathing. Exhale, slowly back to warrior two. And slowly lower the hands, straighten the leg. Good, turn that foot in. Got my little beetle friend on the mat. Where you going, buddy? Good. Sorry, we're gonna heel toe the feet together toward the center. Keep your feet a little bit wide. We're gonna try to come down into a squat if this is comfortable for you. If it's not, you don't have to do it. Reaching the hands out, soft shoulders. Feet still pointed out. I'm going to keep a nice long, tall spine as I lower down. We're going to drop the hips. And then if you need something under your heels, that's fine. You can place a blanket rolled under the heels. If this doesn't work for you, you can skip it. If you're here, we're going to take the hands to the chest. Drop the tailbone and then press the knees open with the elbows as you pull the knees in at the same time, creating a little resistance. Find your breath. Good, one more breath here. Nice, and slowly take your hands behind you as you lower your hips all the way down. I lost my friend. Okay, we're gonna turn the legs to face the front of the mat. And we started a couple minutes after, so we might go over just a touch. Draw the toes toward the face, press the knees down. With the hands on top of the thighs, we're gonna roll all the way down to the back. So slowly make your way all the way to the floor. See if you can keep the feet glued down. Use your core to lower all the way down. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Good, we're gonna bend our knees and place our feet on the floor. Maybe shimmy the hips a bit. Make sure your neck is neutral on the floor. If your chin is lifted, place a blanket or something under your head so you can elongate the neck. So you're nice and neutral. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And then reach all the way through the hole. Connect behind that thigh with the hands. Relax the left foot. Flex your right toes as you draw that toward you. You can use a strap here if you need. And then maybe the elbow pushes that knee out. So breathe into your hips. And maybe shimmy around a little bit on the back so you can really find your release in the hip. Release the leg down. Take the arms out to a T. We're going to drop the legs toward the right so the right ankle is still on top of the left thigh. And then you're going to reach the opposite arm up behind you and breathe. Slowly bring that arm back to a T, release the ankle from the thigh and bring the knees up. We'll cross the left over the right. Connect again behind there, that leg, the right leg, left hand through the hole. Relax the right foot, flex the left toes, draw that toward your chest. Maybe use your left elbow to push out. And find your breath. Maybe a little shimmy on the back. Go ahead and release the foot to the floor. Keeping the legs crossed, arms to a T. We'll let both legs drop to our left. Send the right arm up and away behind you. Soften your shoulder. Breathe. And slowly return the arm, release the foot. Bring the knees upright. Let's take the knees into the chest for a moment. Squeeze your knees in. Massage your back. Make some circles on the back. And reverse your circles. Squeezing the knees in. We're going to reach down for the ankles or the feet, whatever you can reach for happy baby. We're going to keep the knees bent and wide. Pull the thighs toward the floor as you press the feet to the sky. Again, maybe you shimmy, maybe you rock a little side to side. Make sure your head and tailbone are neutral on the floor. So we don't want to pull the tailbone up. We don't want to be here on the spine. We want to draw the tailbone down. Good. Slowly release the feet to the floor. If you have any tension in the back body at all, you can keep the knees bent and let them fall toward the midline. Tuck your shoulder blades under your chest to open the heart. Let the palms face the sky. If the back feels good, you can stretch the legs out, feet mat width apart, toes flap out to the sides. Gently rock your head a little side to side to neutralize the neck, and bring it back to center in stillness. Allow the eyes to gently close, feeling the eyelids soften and relax. Completely melting the body into the floor as you let go of any residual tension in the body. Relax, relax, relax. Just allow your breath to gently move in and out of the nose, nice and easy. Relax your entire body. And slowly and gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And gently rock your head side to side. And bending your knees slowly if they're not already there. We'll roll onto the right side of our body, coming into a fetal position for a moment to notice any changes in body and mind and recall any intention or dedication you may have set for your practice. And slowly, as you're ready, you're going to use your left hand to push yourself back to a seated pose. Sitting up nice and tall, floating on the spine. And let's inhale as we sweep our arms up together. Take a deep breath in. Seal your hands at the top. Bring them down to your heart. Bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. We'll bow to each other. Namaste.